All right. Um, welcome to the first Studio 614 live stream. Um, I'm happy to be doing this. Hold on, is that my puppy? It sounds like the puppy is that. Give me 1 second. Come here, Papa. Come here. Come here. Come here. You get to talk to everybody on the live stream. Okay. All right. So, hey, hey, say hi to everybody. Say hello. This is Domino. If you guys have been following my Instagram or even the community tab or some of my shorts on YouTube, you've definitely seen him. Okay, so this is the first Studio 614 live stream. I told you guys that I had been trying to work with different, you know, uh, content ideas, different things to do. And one of the ideas that I landed on was a live stream. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but really never took the time to actually like invest in doing a live stream. But here we are, here today. Like I said, very first live stream here in my little backroom studio here at my desk. Um, so yeah, let me take him outside real quick, or take him upstairs, and then I will be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay. It was stupid to turn the screen off to leave the mic on. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So first ever Studio 614 live stream. I'm here, um, like I said, in my little back room office, here at my desk, and today I actually have something to do. Um, so this is a project that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Um, it's not even a project; it's just more of a necessity that I've just been uh, dragging my feet on doing. So this big empty white space up here, I have been wanting to fill it, and I have a lot of artwork that I have collected over like the past year and a half that I want to put up there. But I'm not a fan of going out and buying frames and stuff like that. I'm just not a fan of buying things. I'd rather make it myself. So I've been dragging my feet on making this backing and framing for these. Oh, let me stop talking. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. Okay. Can you see me? Okay, yeah, you can see me. All right. So like I said, I had a lot of artwork. And I actually, let me move this chair out the way. Okay, so first and foremost, I have this Sailor Moon piece right here. And she's actually African American. You can see she's got dreads in her hair. So yeah, shout out to the Black Sailor Moon. I got this piece as well as the next couple of pieces from a guy. His name is, here, let me put his card up here. His Instagram handle is Art by Quentin. I know I've shouted him out a couple of times, but this is his card right here. Art by Quentin. I met him last year at GalaxyCon. This was the piece that I had to stop and get because, like, number one, if you don't know me, I am a huge fan of Sailor Moon. So, like, I have all type of Sailor Moon stuff. I'm a huge fan of Sailor Moon. It was the first anime that I actually watched and had no idea what anime was. Ran into it, and so yeah. Yeah, there's that. The other piece I got is this Garnet that he did. Same guy, Art by Quentin. He signed them all down here in the corner. Got that one for my fiance. I actually got a print of this for my daughter as well. So I got two of those. And then I got this one. And she's black too. A lot of people want to say, oh, well, it's Nubia from the comics. But I just would rather say it's Black Wonder Woman. I'm trying to move these down so you guys can see them. Let me actually turn them around so you can see them. She must be back in with the puppy. I can hear her walking around upstairs. I don't think you can see because this light is in the way. So is this one. Let me turn this light. So we don't have so much of a glare on the picture so you can see. The other piece of artwork I have, this is double-sided. This is actually the GalaxyCon 2022 poster that they had that you got for going to GalaxyCon. I actually, let me see. These are things that I always wanted to show on, do a vlog or something about. I just didn't know how to go about doing it. I also got this huge bag from GalaxyCon. I think I'll show you all the GalaxyCon stuff. Giant GalaxyCon tote bag. And then I also got 2 pins. One that says GalaxyCon 2022 and one that is a pin of the robot that is featured in all the promotional material. So yeah, I got those. Okay, last piece of art is this Black Panther Wakanda Forever poster, and it has this backing, but this was a backing that I made last night real quick as a proof of concept of how I wanted this to go. So it's basically just a piece of what do you call it, construction paper, or not construction paper, poster board, cut to size. I put the little notches in there. I can't even get to them. put little notches in there so that I could slide the posters in there, and then I just put some cardboard on the back to try to give it some stability. But like I said, this was just a proof of concept of what I wanted, what I actually wanted to do with that. So with that being said, this morning I got up and I ran out to Dollar Tree and I bought these cardstock poster boards. I bought 3 of these. And then I also bought 3 pieces of this looser poster board. I got it all in black. I was thinking about doing different colors for the framing, but I didn't want to do a bunch of different colors. And I also got this circle cutter. So yeah, let me see if I can move this up. Okay. So excuse my background. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just cut everything to size, and yeah, we're gonna frame this artwork on that wall. So yeah, let's get started. This is so weird because I'm used to doing regular vlogs and stuff, and in those vlogs I can edit. Let me turn this music off. I'm kind of tired of hearing this music. In those vlogs I can edit everything that I do and say, but in these, I mean, this is a live stream, so everything is live, so I can't edit anything. So that's a little unnerving, but let's get to work. So the first one, first and foremost, I think I'm going to frame is this one. I knew I was going to run into this where it was going to be a little too large. The other ones are smaller. Yeah, the other 4 are smaller. That's why I got 3 boards. According to my measurements from this one yesterday, I should be able to get 2 of the smaller ones out of each board, as well as with these. Yep, have a decent sized border. So I'm all set with the small ones. I had exactly enough for the small ones, but this one I knew it was a bigger one, so it was going to have to be cut slightly a little bit bigger. That's why I got 3 altogether. So what I want to do is I want to size this up here and try to make it as even as possible. And I don't have a measuring tape, so I'm using this. I think it was like a mount for television. I'm going to use this as a ruler and try to get this as close as possible. That looks good. That looks nice and even. Now I had a pencil around here somewhere. There it goes. Let's see. Even though I'm not going all the way down, I'm going to score this all the way down. Okay. Should I throw something up here? Let me see if there's anything going on in the chat. There's nothing going on in the chat. Let's see. Huh. let's do this. Sorry for the downtime. I know this was like not well planned out, but I don't think any live stream is like super well planned out. So whatevs. Let's do this. Let's do what I would normally do if I were to be working on a project like this, which is going to be weird because this is going to be Inception. Let's watch YouTube on YouTube. Okay. It's so funny to see my live stream up here right now. Hey, you know what? Yeah, we about to watch this. I'm about to turn this on because I definitely. Hold on real quick. I'll be right back. No, it's cool. Okay, I am back. All right, let's go over here and do this.
Allergy relief. Shop Chewy Pharmacy
Okay.
today.
It seems like the pink sauce is going to be a never.
All right, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Let's do this full screen. Okay, so for those of y'all that may not be in the know, that don't know exactly what is going on. So remember the pink sauce girl from like hold on, let me get down here. So remember the pink sauce girl from TikTok? I don't know. Y'all may not know. Just look it up. The pink sauce. There's a whole scandal with her starting the business, and then in the midst of it, they brought her on the television show, and she was kind of trash on the television show, and then a company called Dave's Gourmet basically bought the pink sauce, gave her some money, and started selling the pink sauce in Walmart. But now she is on TikTok saying that Dave's Gourmet has screwed her out of a bunch of money and she's poor and she can't feed her kids and she's about to be homeless. But at the same time, she's also been living in like these super expensive uh, Airbnbs and stuff. So she been going ham on TikTok, but apparently this is the Dave Gourmets, the people that uh, bought her recipe or whatever deal they have worked out. This is their response. So I am interested. So I'm going to let this play while I get this stuff cut out. All right, let's go.
A never-ending story because as the weeks go on, more and more information comes out about the deal between Chef P and Dave's Gourmet. Chef P has once again spoken out about what happened between her and Dave's has issued their own statement on their website, disproving everything Chef P has said so far. It's a mess, so let's get into it. Last month, we learned there were major issues going on with Chef P and her deal with Dave's Gourmet. Chef P had struck a major deal with Dave's, which pretty much saved her dying invention. After shipping out spoiled products and going on that talk show, a lot of people were
Yeah,
done with Chef
see?
P and her pink sauce. Luckily for her, Dave's Gourmet stepped in and gave her brand some hope for a revival. They reformulated her sauce, packaging safe ingredients, and made sure it was being made in a food safe facility. To
Yeah,
top it
'cause she was
off,
making this
Dave's
stuff at her
managed to get the
house
pink sauce on the
at
shelves
one
of
point in
Walmarts
time.
across the nation. Pretty good deal, considering the state the pink sauce was in pre-Dave's Gourmet. From nearly making people sick and setting herself up for a major lawsuit, to being in retail stores that most business owners could.
All right, real quick, and like not to knock anybody that's doing business, but like she's lucky. She's super lucky that somebody even stepped forward to give her a deal after she was like making people sick with that sauce. Like her sauce was literally making people sick. And now I'm not saying that Dave's Gourmet, I have no idea who the company is. I'm not saying that they're probably not at fault because she's young and they're a business and there probably is some truth to her saying that she signed a bad deal. But I also believe that there's some truth to when you ain't seen uh, a large lump sum of money in your life, and not saying anything about her personally, just saying period. Like if I was to get a big deal with a brand, they're going to pay me more money than I've ever seen in my life. All right, look at that. So real quick, so this is going to be the gist of it. This is what it's going to look like, and then I'm going to cut the thinner sheets to size, the exact same size, but I'm going to cut the slits in those, glue one to the other, and then slide them in the slots, and that should be it. But yeah, not to say that like anyway, she's lucky that she has a deal after she was making people sick.
Could only dream of being in. That's why people were so shocked when Chef P started to speak against Dave's.
They keep trying to silence me. They keep deleting the post because they know if they see it, they know if the people see it, what will happen. They lie to everybody. I don't even know how my posts keep getting deleted, but it just keep getting deleted. And these people, they are afraid because they know they stealing. They know what they doing is wrong.
Last month, she created a GoFundMe looking for $100,000 to help her obtain a lawyer and go after Dave's. Veronica Shaw, also known as Chef P, claimed.
And see, that's the first mistake right there. If you're going to sign any type of big deal contract with anybody, hell, if you're going to sign a small deal contract with somebody, if you're doing business, the first thing first is if you're going to do anything with a contract is to get a lawyer. But let's continue.
Claimed that Dave's took everything away from her and lied to her. She claimed they were withholding payments from her and weren't being transparent with sales records. Veronica said Dave's was supposed to reimburse her for marketing expenses that she out of her own pocket to advertise the pink sauce, and claimed they have yet to do so. To make the situation even worse, Veronica claimed that she didn't have enough money to feed her kids or buy them school supplies and was days away from being evicted. Dave's came out and they denied the claims that Chef P was making. They said that they had paid her $120,000 and continued to make any and all payments owed to her. Keep in mind, it's only been like, a year since Chef P signed with Dave's. That's a pretty big amount of money to make in your first year of business and then lose in your first year of business. Most of Chef P's advertising was
See, and that's the thing. Like, that's why a lot of people, cause I'm talking about the pink sauce lady right now. Jeez. Sorry, my fiance is in the comments asking why is the pink sauce uh the main thing. Well, if you had been here at the beginning of the live, if you had been here at the beginning of the live, but yeah, no. So anyway. Oh no, what was I saying before I saw that? Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. This that's a lot of money to lose in like a year. And she's saying that they haven't paid her what she's owed, but she's not really talking about what she did with the money uh that she already has. And and that's what everybody is that's what everybody wants to know.
Was done on TikTok, so people were confused where all this money went. After Dave spoke out the first time, Chef P went quiet, making everyone assume that they were working things out in private. Well, that was too good to be true, and Chef P is once again dragging Gourmet. She took the situation to her YouTube channel, and it sounds like she's just as upset with Dave's as she was last month. She started off by addressing the total payment of $120,000 that Dave's claimed they made to her for the pink sauce sales.
So first of all, I want to acknowledge this $120,000 that they've responded to the blog saying that they paid me. So number one, it wasn't an upfront payment of $120,000 straightforward. It was sent to me partially, but they were partial payments, and then also a huge chunk of that money went towards me paying for Airbnb and paying for hotels because, mind y'all, I was homeless for 6 months following this, in which I kept having a security issue because I was promised that I would receive legal help.
All right. So this is my whole thing. She talking about that she was homeless for 6 months, and I don't know her situation. I don't know her situation at all. But my whole thing is this: why are you staying in Airbnbs and hotels? Why are you staying in Airbnbs and hotels if you have this large chunk? If you are homeless and you have this large chunk of money that somebody has been generous enough to give you, especially with all of the controversy that she was caught up in the first place. Why are you staying in Airbnbs and in hotels? Why didn't you, I don't know, get an apartment? That's like the smart people thing. That's the smart people thing to do. And I think that's what most people would do. Uh, I mean, or you be out there flexing, telling everybody that you got it and that you made it, which, I mean, you wouldn't be wrong, but just because you have it doesn't mean that it's going to be there for forever. And so you have to be smart with it.
For people spreading false narratives about the pink sauce. However, that never happened.
I'm not sure why it matters whether she was paid $120,000 upfront or whether the payments were made in installments. $120,000 upfront or $120,000 over a year is still $120,000. That's a lot of money to make in such a short amount of time. I'm not really.
Okay, hold on real quick. Let's see. Let me do this. No, what I want to do is, let me go back here real quick. No, that's not what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna put that on pause real quick and come back so I can kind of show you guys how everything is going to look. So this is the first one. Let's see. This is the GalaxyCon one. I haven't finished these up, but basically at the end, this is how they'll look. And last but not least, biggest of them all. Let's see. Yep. So they all have these nice little matte black backings. So now the next part is I have to cut all of the looser poster board to size to fit these. Ooh, they all are different sizes. Well, I think I just cut them all different sizes. So I guess we'll start with the biggest one first and foremost again. All right. Let's go back up here because I'm going to finish hearing what they got to say about this girl.
Not really sure how her staying in all these hotels and stuff is Dave's fault. She's claiming that this company was going to help her get a lawyer and go after people talking about the pink sauce, and I mean, we don't really know if that's true or not, but to me, that seems like a waste of money. People are allowed to have their own thoughts about the pink sauce and talk about it, especially after the horrible start it had. The only mention of any lawyer that I've seen from Dave's was in the statement that they gave to Insider, where they said that they had offered to reimburse Chef P for her lawyer's time to go over the contract and the payments. Like, here Chef P is completely dragging this brand and airing out all her contracts and everything that I'm sure was supposed to be private, and they're willing to pay the lawyer that she hired just so they can get the situation under control. Chef P then brought up the issue that she had with her royalty and how it was being paid. She claims it was supposed to be paid to her before any other expenses, but says Dave's is now paying her royalty after expenses and claims that they're defrauding her.
My royalty is supposed to be paid to me before any expenses. Before any expenses, I'm supposed to be cut my check. However, little do y'all know, or y'all do not know, because I've been silent for so long. We've been going through this since January. We've been going through this since January. So I literally have proof as to how the royalty was collected when I received my royalty for Q1. When I received my royalty for Q1, it was paid to me before any expenses. Now that I'm uncomfortable and they know that I would have been hiring legal help, they make this bogus excuse as to why they're putting expenses on top of my royalty. It does not work like that. So it's like, long story short,
it kind of does,
these people defrauded me. So I will have to sue them for fraud.
She also talked about how she feels about the marketing. Chef P said that she was unhappy with the efforts that Dave's was making towards marketing and claims their lack of marketing made the product suffer.
Because when we had negotiation, this is an innovative brand. This is an innovative product, which comes with risk, which means that money has to be allocated and put into marketing. The marketing is the company. They did not do that, which caused
no commercials.
Me to suffer drastic drastically.
One of the things he was upset about was Dave's not going through with this marketing idea that she came up with. She wanted to
The
do
Barbie
a whole
idea.
Barbie themed promo without
Yep.
directly using the Barbie trademark font, but apparently Dave's didn't support the
They
idea.
not doing
And no,
that.
we wouldn't have used Barbie font. I know people commented on that as well. Like, there are certain ways to do certain things subliminally.
Right,
Like,
but
it would
that's
have been
so
done, but
risky as
none
a
of that
large
was
company.
supported.
Something tells
Like,
me that
that's so
Dave's probably
risky.
has their own legal team with trademark lawyers who probably know that it's pretty hard to do a Barbie theme without infringing on the Barbie trademark.
Exactly.
If it was something they could and have it be
They
like
would have
this
done
massive
it.
hit without facing any legal backlash, they probably would have done it. Now, this next complaint is actually pretty funny. Chef P took issue with the color of the sauce that Dave's was producing.
Y'all deserve to see a fabulous sauce, and that is
It's the
not what
pink
this is
sauce,
giving.
not
This
the
is
beige
giving
sauce.
beige sauce. I created the pink sauce, which is a vibrant, bright color, beautiful, scrumptious, delicious sauce, and that is not what y'all getting.
A running joke within like this whole pink sauce has been how dry the pink
All right, so yeah, so she talking about it's the pink sauce, not the beige sauce. But when this was first a major thing, is that my phone going off? Yeah. When this whole situation was a major thing when it first started. Oh, um, yeah, when her sauce first started on TikTok, first and foremost, everybody was saying that the color itself from her sauce that she was making before Dave's Gourmet was even involved was drastically changing, and um, it was always like this highlighter hot pink uh, color that you can see that's up on the screen right now. And it would vary between that, and sometimes it would have glitter in it. People would get their sauce that had glitter in it, and those weren't the bottles that she was even shipping it out in. She was shipping it out in vacuum sealed bags. Um, but oh, and she wasn't putting any of the ingredients for real on the packaging. That's what started this whole thing off. Um, and the thing about Dave's is they're going to tell you in the thing, but they use actual dragon fruit because that's what the sauce is, the base of the sauce is supposed to be. And they said because of that, that's why the color varies. But like, yeah, she's tripping on the color of the
the
sauce
pink
now.
sauce is always changing. When Chef P first showed it on TikTok, it was like this really bright pink, and as time got on, it got paler and paler. Then when Dave's launched it, some bottles were muted pink, some were a bit less pink, and Chef P didn't like that. At least the Dave's Gourmet version wasn't showing up on people's doorsteps exploded with spoiled milk products in it with spelling errors and labeling errors. Dave's even has a disclaimer about the color variation on the website, which says, the exact color or shade of pink will always vary slightly from batch to batch due to the natural variation in color of the dragon fruit and other natural spices used to create pink sauce. We do not offer refunds related to the shade of pink. It's just kind of funny that she's sitting there dragging the pink sauce for the color when she couldn't even keep her own sauce consistent. She ended her video off by saying going forward, if she ever gets another deal with another company, she's going to make sure that she has everything in writing before going forward with anything. Pretty much still insinuating that Dave's isn't being honest with how much they're paying her. So that was a lot, but it doesn't even stop there because Dave's has responded and they're done
This
playing
is what I
nice.
wanted to hear.
Dave's released a statement on their website and they've detailed all the facts about their deal with Chef P and aired out the truth about the money and the payments. It sounds like they've been more than generous with the funds that they've paid her, even giving her advances to help pay her own bills, and even covering the refunds that she was supposed to pay back to customers who bought the pink sauce way before Dave's even stepped in. They wrote, in August 2022, Dave's Gourmet signed an agreement with Veronica Shaw and her entities LLC and Flavor Crazy Inc., in which Flavor Crazy / Pink Sauce / Shaw were responsible for promoting Pink Sauce through the digital content, and Dave's Gourmet was in charge of achieving the
Right,
required shelf stability for the
right,
product, making it
right, right. Okay, so that's one of the first things that I was genuinely thinking about when she was talking about uh, why Dave's wasn't doing any marketing. And that's what I was going to ask myself. She started her brand on TikTok in the digital space. So with her TikTok marketing, she was able to draw a large crowd to her sauce. It was the production and shipping and like refrigeration. It was all the health issues that she needed help with. So that's what I was thinking at the very beginning when I first heard her talking about the marketing. Is I don't think Dave signed on to do marketing. I think that Dave signed on to do exactly what this girl just said. They signed on to help her with all of uh, the production and distribution aspects, but not the marketing. And my question was, like, even if Dave's wasn't doing marketing, she wasn't doing marketing on TikTok either. I mean, I don't follow her on TikTok, but I've heard I've seen a couple of videos uh, in relation to this, and those people that have done the research and the work, they've gone and looked, and yeah, she hasn't done any marketing for the pink sauce herself at all either. So like when you get into business, like yes, there's not much that you have to do, but like you still have to do work. Like you still have to do stuff.
the formula acceptable for
Okay.
commercial production, FDA's food production guidelines, production, and sales of the pink sauce product online and to retailers. At the time, Shaw was
Okay.
not producing pink
All
sauce
right.
because FDA instructed her to cease all the production due to quality concerns. She was shipping pink sauce in her kitchen and was shipping it without refrigeration in the heat of the summer, and the sauce frequently went bad during shipping, as evidenced by many social media posts from buyers. The sauce was not shelf stable and was not
Wait, stop. Don't skip this video because I've got great news for you and your hair. If you are tired of losing or receding or you want to get your confidence back,
No, thank you, sir.
I've got an incredible offer and opportunity for you. Technically, Bosley.
Okay. Let's go here first. All right. So I am somewhat finished with the first one. This is the loose part. That's going to go over the top. It has the slits in it so I can slide paper in. Second part back in. I'm going to use this side that has this on it. No, I think I'm going to use this side. I'm just going to make the other side. No, I'm going to use this side. That way the other side can be clear. I don't like that I have these white strips right there. So I'm going to turn this over. But then I also have these white pieces here. Let me see if I can. I need a Sharpie. Oh, here, I have this little one. Let's see if I can fill this in. I'm just going to fill in like the noticeable ones. Just like run it right down the seam. That's really what I should do. Just run it right down along the line. There we go. Covered up all those little spots. Okay. So now, let's fit this in. There's one. There's two. There's three. And four. Doesn't look half bad. All right, now this is the scary part. I've got to turn this over. I really don't want to do this. I'm trying to think if there's a better way. That there's a way that's not, because what I was going to do is I was going to glue this down. I was going to glue this down to this. But in order to glue it down the right way, I guess I could glue it at the corners. No, but see, I don't even want to do that. I got a better idea. Hold on, I'll bring you back. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Velcro. The answer is always Velcro. Let's do this. Okay, while I'm doing that, let's go back to Chef P. I'm not even going to start.
And was not safe for shipping without refrigeration. There was huge negative publicity online and on social media due to the quality issues that Shaw had experienced. According to the agreement, Shaw received an upfront payment of $45,000 as a part of the agreement for Dave's Gourmet to pursue the sales of pink sauce. According to the agreement, Ms. Shaw was responsible for all the refunds for the products that predated the agreement. After the agreement was signed, it turned out that neither Shaw nor her entities had enough funds to cover all the refunds to the people who never received the product that she was responsible for according to the agreement. It is our belief that Shaw was fully aware that there were not enough funds to cover the refunds. There was a hold put on by Shopify and PayPal on most of the cash in her account due to multiple customer complaints, and even the cash that was there was mostly not available to pay refunds.
Okay.
Dave's Gourmet couldn't see the customers disappointed with no product and no refund, so it provided approximately $30,000 to cover the refunds, even though this was Shaw's responsibility. Some of these refunds came back to Dave's Gourmet after the hold on Shaw's account was lifted by PayPal and Shopify. Prior to entering the partnership with Dave's Gourmet, Shaw reviewed and negotiated the contract with help from her attorney. According to the contract, Shaw receives royalties that depend on the sale of pink sauce, and also there is milestone payments if certain goals are met. All payments have been communicated and paid on time in accordance with the agreement. Dave's Gourmet also advised Veronica that pink sauce royalties should not be her only source of income as they can fluctuate, and she should have a regular job to make sure that she has financial stability. At the time, Dave's Gourmet did not know if any sales would be generated from pink sauce. In the fall of 2022, Shaw was struggling financially. Dave's Gourmet wanted to be helpful and over the course of several months provided Shaw with multiple cash advances that totaled more than $40,000 without charging Shaw interest or fees. These advances were supposed to be offset by the future royalties that Shaw was going to earn. In March 2023, Shaw communicated that she had spent the entirety of her previous advances and that she needed another advance to feed her children and to avoid being evicted. Dave's Gourmet sent her 2 advances that total $5,000, but again, encouraged her to continue working her other job and pursue her private chef career as she had been doing prior to partnering to commercially produce pink sauce. Shaw wanted to know more about activities related to pink sauce at Dave's Gourmet. In the beginning of 2022, the Dave's Gourmet team set up a weekly standing meeting to discuss brand strategy to support and collaborate with Shaw. Shaw attended only a
Are you serious? The amount of commercials they use is crazy. Ridiculously stupid.
couple of these meetings and has not been in attendance since. February 2023, Veronica requested over $10,000 in marketing expenses to throw herself a birthday party and also provided a request
Bruh.
for Dave's Gourmet to pay her dress that costs more than $800 and shoes which cost over $600 that would potentially be used in a TikTok video. Dave's Gourmet suggested a smaller budget, and because Dave's Gourmet would not approve these expenses, Shaw refused to collaborate or contribute to marketing efforts alongside Dave's Gourmet moving forward. February 2023, Shaw attempted to submit business expenses reports for personal expenses, like buying 4 pairs of sneakers or expensing her grocery bills. Dave's Gourmet informed her that such activities are fraudulent and asked a lot of questions related to receipts submitted. Shaw did not respond to any of those questions. May 2023, due to the large advances on Shaw's royalty payment, the balance of Q1 royalties owed to Shaw came to $666.86. Dave's Gourmet decided to hold off on deducting $10,000 in advances from the royalties due until a later period so that Shaw has more funds to cover her needs at the time, and instead paid Shaw $10,666.68. This balance and all payments processed have been outlined and communicated to Veronica consistently. Dave's Gourmet deducted the above-mentioned advances of $10,000 at the second quarter royalty payment. June 2023, Shaw submitted a report to Dave's Gourmet that included requests for payment for her time dedicated to making social media content. Such request was out of the terms of the agreement. Dave's Gourmet asked for clarifications related to the various expenses listed by Shaw, but backups, receipts, and explanations were not provided. Dave's Gourmet reminded Shaw that business expenses need to be pre-approved by Dave's Gourmet. Dave's Gourmet has kept this timeline of information private leading up until Veronica took to social media with defamatory statements regarding the intent.
Is my phone ringing? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Alright. We put that on pause. Puppy's in there going nuts. So this is the finished product. It's not perfect. Not by a long shot. But it'll work. And let's see. I can put it right here. It's a little crooked. Should have taped it in. No, I shouldn't have. I'll tape it on the outside. I don't know. I'll just let it sit. But yeah, okay. So, 1 done. I got 4 more to go. Okay. Hey. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hello. Say hello to everyone. Say hello. Say hello. My name is Domino, and I'm a little monster. I'm a little monster, and I just wanted to come in here and cause some trouble. That's all I wanted to do. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, yeah, since I got him. Uh, what are you doing? Stop. Stop. You want to see yourself? Look. Look. That's you. Hey, look up here. Look up here. Wipe it. Wipe it. Okay. All right, yeah, let's go back to this. It's almost over. Okay. Oh, it would be nice if I'd have changed it back.
She had certain obligations in the contract related to social media activities that she has violated multiple times, but Dave's Gourmet chose not to enforce them,
Okay.
not to create a strained relationship. After Shaw went to social
Come
media
on.
to create the illusion that she's not being compensated properly, Dave's Gourmet communicated to both Shaw and her attorney that Dave's Gourmet will cover the cost of Shaw's legal counsel to go through the provisions of the agreement and the payments to explain that the payments were correct and Dave's Gourmet is following the agreement. The proposal was rejected by Shaw. This is just crazy to me. If all of this is true, then they've been more than generous with the amount of money that they've paid to her, and if anything, it sounds like Chef P was the one taking advantage of their generosity. It was Chef
They gave her
P's duty
so
to
much
pay back
money.
the money that she owed to people who bought her expired sauce from TikTok. She obviously spent that money fast and didn't have enough, and instead of letting her suffer the
Let's see, will this
consequences,
fit any
Dave
of the...
stepped in and saved her. They didn't have to do that. If all of this is true, then that's pretty bad on Chef P's part. The fact that she's asking for donations and people are actually donating money to her when she's made over $120,000 in a year, more than most normal people make, is sick. A part of me
Ridiculous.
does feel bad for Dave's being painted in a bad light like this when they did take a chance on her and gave her this opportunity, but also, I feel like this should be a huge lesson to brands not to collaborate with just anyone from TikTok. There's so many more deserving business owners on TikTok who actually make sure they're following guidelines and sell safe products that deserve to be in Walmart and deserve to make the kind of money that Chef P was making. I get it, it's a business, but it's just a shame that these kind of opportunities aren't being presented to brand owners who follow the rules and actually deserve to have a big break like this. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.
Okay. Okay. All right, so that's the first one done. Let's get into this next one. That is crazy. I had no idea they gave her like so much money. And that's what I was waiting for, because everybody tells their side of the story. Hold on real quick. I want to do this. Let's do this. Let's do some Inception style stuff here. Let's see. Um, Do a reel, I guess. Let's do a reel. What is up? I'm live right now, live streaming right now on YouTube. Let's see. Let's check out live streaming right now. What is up? I'm live. I hate the way my voice sounds sometimes. Let's do this again. Okay. Oh, maybe not make that a reel then. Let's just make it a story. Let's do that. Currently live streaming right now on YouTube, working on framing some of my artwork. Come join me in the live right now. Currently live streaming. Okay, that works. Let's do that. Let's do this. I wonder. I should have a. I hate when that happens. Instagram is so fickle. Okay. Oh, let's see. I'm pretty sure there should be a link to the live stream that I can add from YouTube. I am thirsty. I was curious if the mic was still on. Let's see. Let's share this link. Let's copy the link. And then we'll come back over here and we'll add it in Instagram. Done. Of course, I have to move that. I'm going to move that down. I'm going to move that back. Let's make that a little bit larger. No, not that. This, not that. Here we go. Done. Let's put this back. Okay. There we go. All done with the promo for Insta. Let's post that. Let's post that and see if we get any people coming through. Let's see. Let's do a chat up real quick. See what's going on in the chat. Let's do a chat over there. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, take it down. let's do this. Let's get back. Let's get back to cutting things out. So funny. I was sitting here. I didn't even realize. I told you guys I like Sailor Moon so much. It's literally on my home screen. Okay. Anyway, let's get back into doing this. Cut this because I'm not even going to use that end. I had a couple people in, strangely enough, in and out of the live. I had a couple of people in and out of the live as I was going about. Let's see. Okay. Let's finish this. Let's really finish up and finish this. And if I get some more people in the live, then we can chat some more. Until then, I'm going to really try to focus and concentrate on finishing these. And what I'm going to do is, I think these are cut to the same size, pretty much, so I can do these at the same time. Okay. Ooh, stabbed myself in the leg. Y'all really like scratched myself in the leg. That hurt. Okay. Maybe not be completely silent during this time. So maybe I can talk to you guys about what I would like to accomplish from doing these live streams. So I actually have a lot of material left over that I can repurpose and use for other stuff. That'll probably be on another live stream. Yeah, okay, so this feels like more than one sheet. But it's one. Okay, so the purpose of doing these live streams is because there are a lot of things that I want to do, a lot of ideas that I have, a lot of content that I want to make, but I guess I just don't want to make it in the format of having to make a full YouTube video, or even having to make it a short. Um, and I've been trying to be a little more, I guess, natural and realistic in my content as well. And I never really do creative stuff in videos. I feel like it takes too long. And like something like this, I wouldn't make this into a full video. I wanted to, hence the reason why it's just now getting done, and it hasn't gotten done like a year and a half ago. But the thing is, it's like there's such a natural flow to actually doing projects when I do them, and trying to capture that, I guess, in like a vlog form, it's kind of hard for me, because kind of like how this live started off, that's what I usually do. I just slap on YouTube and just get to work. And I don't think that that makes for an interesting video, like an interesting full-length video. Okay. Strange. Let's see. This is a smaller poster. Yeah, so I have enough here. Something was just cut way too big. So what I'm gonna have to do is, not only am I gonna have to cut, how did this get cut like that? I thought they were all, did I cut something that was supposed to be? No, because I cut everything in size. Let's see. To size. I guess not necessarily the one that's going to go on, but as long as it's the size and it fits, that's all that matters. That's the size. This is the size. I think this one was cut for this. I think this one was cut for garnet. No, this one's too long. Maybe this one was cut for the Wonder Woman? No, it's not enough. What is going on here? Okay. It's like that's way too large. So maybe these are for this. Maybe these are for this one. Maybe it's for this one and this one. Even maybe these are made for the garnet. I have no idea. Something went wrong. I mean, not really. Not really. Because everything's still going to get bagged. It's just somewhere along the line, a piece got cut weird. Okay, anyway. This edge got cut weird over here too. So now, not only on top of cutting, I'm gonna have to cut through this board first. Cut this extra off. I bought this wheel, but I just don't like it. It doesn't roll right. Like, not even for paper. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, playing around with different styles of content. One of them is going to be doing live streaming. That way all my little art projects and stuff that I want to do, I can get done. I have this huge book called Wreck This Journal that once again, it's one of those things that has been around for like about a year. And it's actually been around longer than a year. I think I got it during COVID. It's just been one of those things that has just been laying around waiting to be used. I have not used it yet. And I'm going to. It's probably just going to happen on one of these live streams. Okay, let's get back to matting this. I'm so close to being done. It's not even funny. How long have I been live? Almost an hour and a half. Not bad. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else on YouTube I want to watch. I think I probably have time for one more video. Let's see. Oh, let's do this. Okay. Let's stop this music. Let's close chat down. Let's go back.
Hey, welcome back, Screen Crush. I'm Ryan Airy. Let's get right into it. Namor was right. Everything that he did was to protect his people who had already survived a genocide. So we're going to look at how Namor made in Wakanda Forever was in the best interest of his people and why attacking the surface world is the Talakon. We think that he will attack in Phase 6 and the Thunderbolts and the new Avengers team against each other in a secret Avengers movie that hasn't even been announced yet, but more on that in a bit. Remember, the MCU is a really harsh place right now, and the governments of the world get shadier with every single movie. Hell, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine is running the Thunderbolts. Let me rephrase that. The director of the CIA has her own superhero mercenaries. Hell, we've even seen damage control overreaching to control powered people. And I think all of this is going to come to a head very soon. Namor knows that he cannot hide his civilization forever and that literally everyone will come for his people and their vibranium the second they discover they exist. As their leader, it is his job
So
to
funny.
protect
I'm
his
listening
nation.
to this while I'm working on the
right? Actually, Doug, Namor rules
Wakanda
over
Forever
Talakon. Atlantis is European, a fallen civilization first mentioned by Plato. Talakon, however, has its roots in Aztec culture. It's modeled after the first of Aztec's 13 heavens reserved for people who died by drowning. Now, in the MCU, Talakon is an underwater empire filled with vibranium. The people of Talakon originally lived on a land in the Yucatan Peninsula, but after colonizers ravaged their home with disease, a Mayan shaman found a plant similar to the heart-shaped herb. When they drank it, they gained the ability to breathe underwater and fled to the ocean to escape their oppression. Namor is the firstborn child of Talakon, and after his mother drank the plant while she was pregnant, he became a mutant with pointy ears, winged feet, and the ability to breathe on air and land. So let's really try to see the events of Wakanda Forever from Namor's point of view. He ruled Talokan for hundreds of years and protected his people by keeping them totally secret. Talokans never messed with the surface world until they drilled into their land for vibranium. If a country drills into another country for a resource without permission, that's an act of war.
But they didn't know. They thought it was just the ocean. You don't need to be killing people for that.
But remember, Namor's #1 goal is protecting his people, and the best way to do that is to keep them totally secret. Now, killing everyone on the ship was extreme, but it did guarantee that nobody could expose them. Also, the blood of the people on the boat kind of on Wakanda's hands. When Wakanda revealed vibranium to the world, it put Talokan in a perilous situation. Every nation in the world now wanted access to this most precious resource, and what better place to look than under the sea?
But Wakanda didn't even know Talokan existed.
No, but Wakanda still endangered them.
Your son exposed the power of vibranium to the world. In response, other nations have begun searching the planet for it.
The vibranium detection machine raises the stakes for Namor. If the surface world built it once, they can build it again. So he has to find the scientists that made it, Riri.
Yeah, and Namor wants to kill a college kid. That's not right.
Well, look, it's more complicated than that. Namor doesn't want to kill Riri. He views her death as a necessity. It's important to remember that Namor isn't part of Talokan. He's their leader, a god, and a protector. His responsibility is with his people, and Riri, regardless of her age, is a threat.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Also, this reflects Namor's lack of trust in the surface world. Now, let's say, hypothetically, that he tried to reason with her, explain why she can't create this machine, and help her empathize with his people. It wouldn't matter because she wouldn't have a choice. Namor knows that the governments of the surface world will force her to recreate this machine, and he's not wrong. And yes, Riri is a kid who doesn't deserve to die, and murdering her would be awful. Nobody is arguing that child murder is a good thing. But Namor wouldn't even be the first superhero to kill or try to kill a kid is necessary.
Triclops daughter is collateral damage.
And we were all totally fine when Tony Stark brought a 15-year-old into a superhero civil war.
Oh my gosh, bro, they're gonna keep bringing that up.
Homework.
And do we even need to bring up King T'Chaka abandoning his nephew after killing his brother?
The child, we left him.
Bad things happen to kids in the MCU when it was necessary. And if you're sitting in Namor's shoes, killing Riri is just a necessary but a terrible choice that he has to make. Now, Namor starts on, then he really does try diplomacy. When his people find Riri, Shuri demands to go with her and meet their leader.
I demand that you take me to Namor. Do not bring harm to this girl.
And once she's in Talokan, she is treated with the utmost respect. She's given fancy regal clothing, and Namor even gives her his mother's bracelet. She is a diplomatic guest. Namor explains Talokan's history to her to make her empathize with his point of view.
So that you can understand why I have to kill the scientist.
The stakes are really high. There is a life on the line, but this is pretty standard diplomacy. And Shuri gets that. She negotiates with him.
What if we took her to Wakanda?
And wants to know more about him and his people so she can understand him better.
I'd love to see your nation.
When Namor shows Shuri Talokan, he's so proud of what he and his people created. They have their own culture, transportation systems, greetings, games, and even their own sun.
In the depths of the ocean, I brought the sun to my people.
Namor is not showing off. He is exposing Talokan to Shuri so she understands what's at stake for him.
I know you wished me to spare the life of the scientist, but now you see what I have to protect.
They return to the surface world and have this beautiful heart-to-heart about loss. Loss connects the two. They've both lost what's most important to them. And it's only then, when he knows Shuri understands, that Namor tries to ally with Wakanda in a war against the surface world. Now, we'll get into how Namor is totally right about the surface world attacking Talokan later in the video, but for now, all that's important is that Namor offered Wakanda a diplomatic alliance in good faith. And then, it all goes to shit.
What do you mean?
Well, Shuri, for some reason, didn't tell anybody she was going to Talokan. So Wakanda thinks that she's been kidnapped and her life is in danger. And to be honest, I can't blame them. No one saw her agree to go. And it's not like she can text her mom.
So one of those damn text messages you're always sending out there? You know, hey, it's me, Casey. I'm not dead in a ditch.
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag YOLO.
To rescue Shuri, Queen Ramonda lures Namor to the surface world and threatens to expose him.
Return my daughter and the scientist, or I will inform them of your existence.
She made the most serious threat possible, and Namor is transparent about what he'll do if she reveals them or tries to find Talokan.
I will kill the princess. I will come to Wakanda, and I will kill you.
At that exact moment, Nakia is in Talokan saving Princess Shuri. And if that wasn't bad enough, she kills 2 guards. Right then, Shuri knows they're
You don't understand. This will mean war.
So, who's in the right here? Well, it's tricky. Is Queen Ramonda wrong for sending Nakia to get Shuri when she thought she was kidnapped? No. I mean, a Wakandan spy infiltrates Namor's kingdom and kills one of his people. Of course he sees that as an act of war.
But somebody has to be wrong. I see the world in start, back in my terms.
What can I say, dude? A lot of wars start because of lethal misunderstandings. I'm looking at you, World War I.
Oh my gosh.
So Namor takes the murder of 2 of Talacon's citizens as an act of war and brings it. He also makes good on his threat to Queen Ramonda. But even then, he's still like... 7 days. He's ready for war with the surface world, but he still doesn't want war with Wakanda. If he did, he would have continued the attack. Look at Namor's intentions. Unlike Shuri and Queen Ramonda, Namor's only goal is to protect his people. Before their attack, Namor takes responsibility for these 2 murders in a speech. He's their protector, and if anybody's been hurt, it's his fault. Then he says, he couldn't protect all of his people, but he will protect their home. Is Namor angry? Yes, but he's not driven by anger. He's driven by a sense of duty. He's attacking Wakanda because their knowledge of Talakon is dangerous for Namor and his people. Wakanda and Talakon have to be allies or they will always be under threat. Whereas Shuri doesn't attack Namor to protect her people. Yes, her people are threatened, but her intention is vengeance.
Namor will beg me for mercy as I stand and watch as he dies.
Now, I can't think of a nicer way to attack than giving the enemy 7 days warning. And how does Wakanda respond? By creating a second vibranium detection device. They could have called him with the conch, but instead, they recreated the biggest threat to Talakon. That's not good. Right? It's an act of war. So, Namor and his army go to the surface and the battle begins. Now, I'm not going to delve too deep into it, but once Namor and Shuri are fighting head-on, they're evenly matched. She's the Black Panther. He's weakened by dehydration. They're on the same level. Instead, I want to focus on what they say to each other when they've won. After Namor stabs Shuri through the stomach, he says,
"It could have been different."
The fight for him is always about his duty to protect his people.
Hey, person, how did she survive that?
Special Wakandan tech stuff. Anyways, when Shuri wins, she says,
"Vengeance has consumed us. We cannot let it consume our people."
Now that's true for Shuri, but not for Namor. Namor doesn't like the surface world, but he isn't attacking for vengeance. If he was, he would have attacked a long time ago. Lord knows Talakon is strong enough to take vengeance on the colonizers who nearly made their tribe extinct. Namor is attacking now because he doesn't trust the surface world. For him, it's a collection of nations that would hurt his people.
Okay, so speaking of Wakanda Forever, it's finally done. It seemed like it took forever. Hold on. Let me see. Move this so you can actually see it. Okay, there we go. It's done. So, 2 down, and I've got 3 more to go. Okay, let's actually try to be a little more. Let's be smarter this time with how I do this. Okay. Come on, stupid thing. Stupid Velcro. Alright. Okay. This is the rough side. So I'm going to put a line down this so I don't have to look after every time I cut it. And it goes flying everywhere. Okay. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Have all the pieces. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Why do these just look so thin. I guess I cut them thin. I guess I did it. I don't have anybody else to blame but me, but geez. Like all the rest of these have like these big, huge borders around them, and then those have like these little itty bitty ones. Okay, let's get to work on this one again. Let's go back here. Okay, let's jump back into this.
People, and again, you probably wouldn't be wrong. Then Namor yields to Shuri. Now, he's worshipped as a god, and he bends the knee to someone surface world. Talk about an ego hit. And why does he do it?
For his people.
He just got his ass handed to him, and still, he only cares about his people. In Wakanda Forever, Namor's actions are extreme, but they all make sense. And they're all done with one goal in mind, to protect Talokan. But moving on from that, his attacking the surface world plan isn't all that crazy. With the history of colonization, the shady governments, and the speed of technological innovation, a preemptive attack is the only way that Namor could protect his people. Oppression, colonialism, and genocide were already canon in the MCU.
This isn't war. It's genocide.
Now, there's some historical context in Wakanda Forever, but to really understand Namor, we need to really understand the toll that colonization has taken on Mesoamerica. Unlike Wakanda, Namor's people cannot hide from colonization. They escaped it, but the price was leaving their homes. And it was a great home. Prior to Spanish colonization, the Mayans had an advanced and beautiful empire. There were thriving urban cities with complex infrastructure like Chichen Itza and Uxmal. They were extremely advanced in astronomy and math. They had accurate calendars spanning 5,000 years.
Is that why everybody thought the world was going to end in 2012?
According to our Mayan calendar, the world will be destroyed at the end of the 13th Baktun.
No.
Hair loss can lower confidence.
Okay.
Yes. Well, to be clear, Mayans didn't think that. We just decided.
I think I'm going to finish this last
They also
one.
used rubber, made chocolate,
it'll
and had
probably
complexity
be
and
the
social
end of the
systems.
live
Oh, so what
stream.
happened?
Well, a few things. The Mayan Empire originally declined because of civil war and ecological disaster.
probably
The
end the
Mayan
live stream
civilization became
soon.
decentralized. It
Because
didn't
those
stop,
other two
but
are just looking
continued
weird.
city to city instead of grand empire.
They're
But
looking
the biggest
very
problem
weird.
was the Spanish colonizers. The Spanish arrived at the Yucatan Peninsula, now part of Mexico, in
But I feel like I got
1527,
the
and immediately
3
said that
that I
all the
wanted.
land and people there were now Spanish.
I claim this chest in the name of Spain.
But the Spanish military was weaker than the Mayans, so they couldn't set up a city in the region for 10 years.
Or if they were weaker, how'd they take over?
Well, you know what they spread in those 10 years? Disease.
Not like the Europeans didn't give us anything, no, because they gave us typhus, cholera, malaria, measles.
European diseases weakened the Mayan people until the Spanish could slowly take over, forcing them into villages called reducciones, sort of like reservations in North America. Then they enslaved them with the system called repartimento. That's probably where we saw Namor when he buried his mom. Also remember that a Catholic priest called Namor a child without love.
Spanish man of faith cursed me as he died by my hand. He called me un niño sin amor.
It's not surprising that the colonizers also stripped away their religion, even putting crosses on their temples. Even though Namor didn't grow up in the Yucatan, everyone else in Talokan did. So he heard stories of their beautiful, advanced society. But when he goes to the surface, it's gone. And even worse, the Mayan people are reduced to slaves. So he sees firsthand how much was lost, and he knows what can be taken from Talokan in the name of gathering resources.
But that was such a long time ago. How does he know it'll be the same if they go public now?
Yeah, that original colonization was a long time ago, but Western governments still interfere with Central America in ways that affect the Mayan people. Take the Guatemalan Civil War, for example. It began in the 1950s with a US-backed coup and directly led to a Mayan genocide in the 80s. Namor is up on current events. He knew that Wakanda revealed itself, so he probably knows about this ongoing oppression. And that leads to another point in the MCU. Governments are sketchy.
The president wants to take offensive action.
Sketchy.
Offensive action.
And I love superheroes, but their existence has made governments a lot sketchier and legalities are a lot less clear. While it's good that they busted Hydra bases, it was definitely against international law. The Sokovia Accords tried to solve that problem, but government oversight did not work at all.
What if this panel sends us somewhere we don't think we should?
Okay.
What if there's somewhere we need to go and they don't let us?
Now, by the time of Wakanda Forever, the U.S. government is extremely shady. Val is the head of the CIA, and from what we know about the Thunderbolts, it seems like she's about to run a group of mercenaries. In WandaVision, we met the director character of Sword, who is brutally aggressive and mainly concerned with creating sentient
Hey,
weapons.
Hayward, bro,
And that's
I
not
ain't
even
like him
mentioning
at
Secret
all in
Invasion, where an
WandaVision.
alien race has infiltrated the highest offices of the land. Nothing about the government is transparent, especially if it involves vibranium. The leaders of the world are doing whatever it takes to get their own vibranium. The French
Something
sent
about
mercenaries to a Wakandan
the
outpost,
fact
and the
that
U.S. secretly took plans from a 19-year-old girl. The U.S. also kept legally dubious vibranium.
okay, so I know probably everybody watched WandaVision because it was like the only thing that we had to watch during COVID. But Hayward, bro, he was the worst. Hayward was like one of the worst villains. That I mean, like not the worst, but like technically one of the worst people the MCU has created. Simply because there's something about human characters in a world where you have superhuman people. They just like they hate them because they're not them. That's why like Amanda Waller from Suicide Squad. She's like the worst person. Okay, but anyway.
Vibranium for years. Valentina admits that Captain America's shield isn't even theirs.
There's a little dirty state secret that doesn't really belong to the government. It's kind of a legal gray area.
And Sword shouldn't have had Vision's body. He made his posthumous wishes quite clear. And no matter what, Sword cares more about the vibranium than the fact that Vision was a living being.
I cannot allow you to take $3 billion worth of vibranium just to put it in the ground.
I mean, I wish the United States wanted vibranium for altruistic reasons, but it's clear that that's not the case.
They could have just let her.
Doing if the U.S. was the only country in the world with vibranium.
Hey, what's really messed up is the realistic part of what they would have did is Hayward and Sword would have let Wanda take the body. She would have let they would have let her bury Vision. And then they would have just came back and dug him up. It's not funny, but that's just the real reality of what they would have did. All right, let's see.
I actually dream about that.
Namor knows that he cannot keep Talokan a secret forever. That was never the plan. He told his people that one day the surface world would find them and they'd have to attack. With the vibranium detection machine and Wakanda knowing their secret, that day is getting closer and closer. Ever since the Battle of New York introduced the world to alien technology, Earth technology has advanced rapidly. And better technology means that it's harder to keep secrets. Look at Wakanda and vibranium. Wakanda didn't officially announce its tech until Black Panther, but the Avengers already knew. After all, it was never a secret that their original stores of vibranium came from Wakanda.
I don't follow. What comes out of Wakanda?
The strongest metal on Earth.
They just thought that Howard Stark got everything out. But in Age of Ultron, it's revealed that Klaw also stole vibranium and earned a brand that meant thieves in Wakandan. Hell, in Iron Man 2, we see that S.H.I.E.L.D. was already monitoring Wakanda, so they probably knew. Wakanda does not immediately reveal their technology until Civil War. Now, if you're trying to keep your society on the DL, running around in a super technologically advanced catsuit with vibranium claws and trying to kill the guy who murdered your leader isn't the smartest way to do it. And that's not even getting into how ready Klaw is to talk.
You're telling me that on your arm is from Wakanda?
Wakanda chose to reveal their tech, but they also couldn't have kept it secret much longer. It made more sense for them to come forward on their own terms than to wait to be discovered. But the key difference between Wakanda and Talokan is that Wakanda was already recognized as a country. The rest of the world knew they existed, just not the extent of their technological power.
Though it remains one of the poorest countries in the world, fortified by mountain ranges and an impenetrable rainforest.
Now this meant that Wakanda had legal protections. They were recognized as a sovereign nation and were even part of the UN. And still, countries attacked them for their vibranium. Talokan has no legal protections. How could they? No one knows they exist, and they can even be classified as inhuman since they don't breathe air. A perceived lack of humanity was part of the problem in the original colonization of the Maya. The Spanish justified their treatment by saying they were less human because they weren't Christian. Because Namor's people are more different, they could face the same issue. So, what can Namor do? Talokan can't stay hidden for much longer. If they come to the surface world in peace, they'll be attacked for their resources and will have no legal framework protecting them. They only have one option: show that they're too strong to be messed with by staging a preemptive attack. Both in the real world and in the MCU, there is a delicate geopolitical balance.
That's how the world works.
And things that disrupt that balance don't go over well. That's partially why Wakanda's getting attacked. They were a third world country who suddenly catapulted to the most advanced country in the world. And one of the things keeping them safe is their military power. The Dora Milaje made a show of the French mercenaries to scare other nations. No country on Earth will outright attack Wakanda because they know they'll lose. If Wakanda's military might is their biggest protection, the same is true for Talokan. The Talokan cannot display their strength unless they attack first. If they wait to be attacked, it's already too late. They're looking at the same situation as before. If they can assert their might early, they can scare other governments into leaving them and their vibranium alone. Also, Wakanda's initial reaction to them didn't do a lot to save Namor's fears. If there is one country in the world that should have understood them from the start, it was Wakanda. And while they eventually got there,
we cannot let it consume our people.
The time it took doesn't bode well for Talokan.
Okay. Let's stop sharing. Boom. Okay. All right, I'm finally done. Let me show you what I have now. Got this one. GalaxyCon is done. Wakanda Forever is done. And the Sailor Moon is done. The other two, for some reason, the outside or the border, I don't know what happened. They just got cut weird. The border's really thin. I just don't like them. So let's see. Boom. All right. Okay, so real quick, one more time so you can see. We have Forever framed. Oh, hold on. I might complete on there. Okay, let me put it up here. Okay. Wakanda Forever movie poster. It's framed, finished. GalaxyCon 2023 is framed and finished, and I don't think I showed you this at the time, but it is also double-sided. So boom. That's another reason why I wanted to do it like this and not with actual frames, so I could just pop the pictures in and out and flip them around. And of course I have the Sailor Moon done and done. Look at that, it just looks so good. Yeah. So like I said, I will do the other two, the Wonder Woman and the Garnet. I will do those at a later time because this live stream has gone on for, it looks like about 2 hours now. So hopefully next time I go live, I will have those put up, as well as I've got these artist prints. I got these from the immersive Disney animation that I still haven't done a video about. That one is from Princess of the Frog, and this is the concept house from Encanto. I'll put those up there somewhere. Yeah. Thank you guys for spending almost 2 hours, hour 47. Almost 2 hours with me in this live stream. Just chilling, watching some YouTube, working on some projects, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace.